Hey everyone, in this video we are going to graph the function f of x is equal to x cubed plus 2x squared minus x minus 2. We've got a lot to do, so let's go ahead and get started by looking at that leading ordered term. N here is 3 and a sub n is equal to 1, which is not less than but greater than 0. So that's going to tell us the end behavior of it is going to look something like this. Okay. Next, with what I like to think of here for the end behavior, one arm down and one arm up. Hey guys, I'm an odd function. Next, we need to find the zeros. 0 is equal to x cubed plus 2x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, we're going to do it by grouping. So for these two, we're going to factor out x squared and we'll be left with x plus 2. For these two, we're going to factor out a negative 1 and we'll be left with x plus 2. So this will give us, let's see here, x plus 2, or x squared minus 1 times x plus 2, x plus 2. And that's going to be x plus 1, x minus 1. Remember how to factor a difference of squares. And if you were first learning factoring, hopefully your instructor told you that this is an important thing to learn and have memorized to know how to do, because it comes up all the time, and it certainly has in this class. It's how we've been able to find the zeros of functions like these. And we've gotten our three zeros, negative 2, negative 1, and 1. And take note here that we have three zeros, or three roots, and n is also equal to 3. That checks out. That's what we want. We can't have more than n roots. Okay. So we've got our graph pulled up here, and we're going to mark off the zeros. So negative 2, negative 1, and 1. Negative 2, negative 1, and 1. Okay. And we know that the overall behavior here is it's coming up from the bottom, and then it's going to go out the top. So we're going from the bottom left to the upper right. We're going to pass through negative 2. We're going to pass through 1. We're going to go through 1. And I think maybe what we need right here is just a couple more points, because we could graph this. We could sketch this out with the information that we've got. But if we go back and we find a few more points, we take a little bit more look at this, we could get a good idea of what's going on. And 0, f of 0, is easy enough to find. It's 0 cubed plus 2 times 0 squared minus 0 minus 2, or f of 0 is equal to negative 2. Negative 2. Okay, so we're going to go up. It'll be up here somewhere. There will be a point, and then we're going to come back down. We're going to be coming up. We're going to go up. We're going to come back down. We're going to go down here. At some point, we're going to be coming up 1. We're going to exit out the top of 1. Let's find what f of 2 is. I'm thinking we want to find f of 2, and we could maybe even find f of negative 1 1/2. If we're using a calculator, that would be a good idea. I'm trying to do this without a calculator. So I'm just going to find f of 2 equal to 2 cubed plus 2 times 2 squared minus 2 minus 2. That's a lot of 2's. 8 plus 8 minus 4 is 12. So f of 2 is equal to 12. Which is way off our scale. So I'm going to mark right about right here. And that's where I'm going to be aiming for. Okay. So I think I'm ready to go ahead and draw this. Grab a nice thick-sized brush, and I get the same thing for negative 3. You know what? Let's check negative 3. I'm going to check one last point. I'm going to look at f of negative 3. And f of negative 3 will give me negative 3 cubed plus 2 times negative 3 squared minus negative 3 plus 2. So that's a negative 27. And this is going to be plus 18 plus 9 plus 2. Looks like this turns out to be 29 minus 27, which is 2. So f of negative 3 is 2. That's pretty important to know. Let's mark that down. F of negative 3 is positive 2? Negative 2. That should be minus 2. I knew I made a mistake. Oops. It didn't match what I had written down, right? So I knew I had made a mistake, and I had copied that down wrong. So that should be plus 27 minus 29 and negative 2. Okay. See, because if it was a positive 2, that'd be up here, and that wouldn't match what we were drawing, that it's coming from below and then rising up. But if it is that negative 2 right here, then it does in fact match what we had written out. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to grab this nice little teal color. I'm just going to sketch this out. I'm going to say it's going to come up here. It's coming up here. It's going to curve up, come down, curve around, and then I want to hit this point right here, really nice and steep. Something like that. That's not too bad. And if I want to, I might write my points of interest on here. Like this is actually negative 2, 0. That this right here is negative 1, 0. This right here is 1, 0. This is 0, negative 2. And we said that this is what? Negative 3, negative 2. Great. Oh, and we know up here that it's 2, 12. And that's a very decent representation of this graph. Thanks. I'll see you next time.